All right, so I've been on the cut for like a month and a half now, and the first week I was losing. I could tell I would look in the mirror and I would look leaner, but then after that I would look at myself like every week. I'll take a picture like every week, and I wasn't really making any more progress than the first week. I wasn't losing any more fat. The weight wasn't going down, and then I realized I was looking at what I was doing. I'm like, what am I even doing wrong? And when I have this realization after a month and a half that I'm not losing as much fat as I should be, I was still putting on muscle, I was still getting stronger, but I was still losing fat. But I know that I could be losing more, and I know that I'm doing something wrong. But most people, when they go through something like this, that they're not making more progress, they just think, oh, it's fine, it's okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. They just become ignorant and they just think they're doing everything right and that nothing's wrong. And they realize that they've been doing the wrong things like after years of not seeing a bunch of results or not making progress. If you're not seeing progress in the first month, you're not going to see progress the second month. If you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. But that's why I'm making this video, that I realize that I'm doing the wrong things and what I'm going to do to change that. Because most people, they're doing the wrong things, they're barely making any progress, and they just think that's normal. That, oh, I'm going to just stick to barely making any progress, when it's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be making noticeable, significant progress every month, especially on a cut. A cut is when you see the biggest difference, because you could lose fat way quicker than you could build muscle. But first thing that I was doing wrong, I was tracking my calories wrong. I was tracking the beef that I was eating wrong. Basically, every time that I was eating like a pound or 2 pounds of beef every single day, I was eating like 600 more calories, 600 or 800 more calories than I was actually eating. So I wasn't even really in a deficit most of those days. And I realized that I'm not optimizing my hormones to actually optimize my metabolism and my insulin sensitivity. So that's why I've been struggling to lose fat. I haven't been struggling to lose or to build muscle though, but I have been struggling to lose fat. And I was wondering, I was like, why am I struggling to lose fat? And it's because I haven't been optimizing my insulin sensitivity and my metabolism. Insulin sensitivity is basically how sensitive you are to food going to your muscle, basically. If you're more insulin sensitive, more of the food that you eat will go more towards your muscle. And if you're less insulin sensitive, more of the food you eat will go more towards your fat. And that's what was happening to me. I wasn't optimizing my hormones to optimize my insulin sensitivity. So most of the food that I was eating was going straight to my fat. And that's why I was struggling to lose fat. And my metabolism wasn't struggling my metabolism. That's why I was struggling to lose fat too. But now that I realize that I'm doing those two mistakes, now I have way more clarity on how much more progress I'm supposed to make, the things I'm doing. Now I'm not worried if I'm doing the right things or not, because I found out the problem and I found the solution, which is to actually track my calories, like the beef mistake. Now I'm actually tracking it how I'm supposed to. And now I'm going to be optimizing my insulin sensitivity, my hormones to optimize my metabolism. And now I'm going to build more muscle easier, lose more fat easier and quicker, and actually get my dream physique faster. But I made that realization like yesterday. I was like, I'm doing everything. Like, why am I not losing fat? Is my insulin sensitivity, my metabolism, because now I am in a deficit. But then even if you are in a deficit, if you aren't really if your insulin sensitivity isn't that good, you're still gonna be struggling to lose fat because most of the food that you eat is gonna go to your fat. But now that I realize those two things, I'm gonna change those, and I'm gonna be literally making way more progress, losing way more fat, building more muscle on the cut. But literally, the month and a half since I've started the cut, I've basically I haven't even been in a deficit. I've probably just been at my maintenance or sometimes in a surplus. And my metabolism and my insulin sensitivity wasn't good. So I wasn't really losing that much fat and putting on that much muscle. But now once I get those two optimized for my hormones and my lifestyle, then I'll be losing way more fat and putting on way more muscle. But the reason I'm making this video is because most people aren't gonna realize that they're actually doing the wrong stuff to get to your goal. Most people just do some stuff and then they don't see that much progress in a month, literally, and they just think that's normal. That's not normal. If you're not making like significant progress on a cut, if you're not losing fat and you're tracking it, or if you're not even tracking it, that's not normal, bro. You're supposed to be actually making progress every single month once you stick to your diet, your lifestyle, your routine, whatever. If you don't make progress on that plan, it's not going to happen. You're not going to make progress the second month. If you don't make progress the first month, you're not going to make progress the second month. That's what I realized. I was like, so I'm a month into this. I haven't really lost that much fat. What am I doing wrong? And found the problem. Now I have a solution. And now I'm going to get to my goal way quicker because I realized that. And I dropped my ego, and I realized, I was like, okay, there has to be something that I'm doing wrong. There's no way that I'm doing everything right because I'm supposed to be losing more fat. And most people, they're not willing to drop their ego to actually learn. They just think they're doing everything right. They can't learn anymore, and they know everything, even though they don't have the results to show for it or the progress to show for it. But I'm documenting this on YouTube, and I'll make a Instagram reel about it and Instagram stories of realizing that I've been doing things wrong and how I'm gonna fix it and actually fixing it. Because imagine if I didn't realize what I was doing wrong and if I would have just stuck to the cut like for 3-4 months. Imagine. And then I'll just have that regret. But basically, a month and a half since I said I started the cut, I basically haven't even been on a cut that whole month and a half. I just been at like a maintenance or even a slight surplus, honestly. Imagine when I actually go on a deficit, have all those things optimized. Imagine how much more progress I'm gonna make. But yeah, that's it for the video of the things I'm doing wrong. Honestly, I'm just documenting the journey to getting a lean, aesthetic physique, lean, muscular physique. And I'm just gonna be documenting everything that I'm doing, every breakthrough that I have, every lesson that I learn, everything that I do, every just obstacle that I face and I go through, every problem that I face and solution that I have towards it. So then if anybody else is on the journey, they could take the information and actually get their dream physique and hit that goal that I want to hit. But after this, I'm gonna upload that how I'm gonna get shredded video, which I'm literally explaining everything that I'm doing for my lifestyle, diet, training. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.